Hello, Driving Intel's community. If anyone ever tells you that the 97 through 2004 Heritage 10th generation F-150 is not a capable vehicle, then this video is for you. I recently towed about 7,000 pounds from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, all the way up here to Greenville, South Carolina, and I was overwhelmed with the tow performance, the stability of the vehicle. In general, everything was fantastic with it. Now, obviously, if you watch my channel, you know that I've done some updates to this vehicle, but this truck has 268,000 miles on the original engine. I was a little worried driving it that far with that kind of load. I'd never pulled that much load before. I pulled a competition ski boat, and I guess that's probably 3,000 pounds. Correction. I did some checking and it turns out this Sanger on the trailer with its load is probably somewhere between 3,900 and 4,500 pounds. So this was a huge difference, especially with the distance. I was prompted to do this video because I recently saw a video that was made by some YouTubers, I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, where they compared a 2005 Dodge Ram to a 1998 Ford F-150. They said the Dodge edged out because the Dodge was a more solid roadworthy platform. I don't know if the braking was better or the stability during towing was better. They were towing a Pontiac Grand Prix on a full car hauler, similar to what I did, pulling this Mazda CX-5 from Florida. And they just felt like they were safer in it, even though they felt like the Ford might be a better vehicle. The Dodge was a better towing platform. Well, I scratched my head on this because what they didn't qualify was if the vehicles had had all their maintenance done over the years. So the Ford might have been bought from somebody who never did any suspension maintenance. So it could have been the original shocks, it could have been worn out ball joints, the brakes could have been worn out, and maybe the Dodge had had all its maintenance requirements done. Now, I'm not going to criticize the Dodge because I've recently done a test on the Dodge with a 5.7 Hemi in it. It was a 2004 Ram, and I put an electric cooling fan conversion kit on it, and I was overwhelmed with the performance. I'll link that video below, as well as all the videos and products that I'll reference in this video. So the Dodge is a good platform, but the problem is when you're buying a couple vehicles that have hundreds of thousands of miles on them, in this case, both these vehicles in this video had 220,000 miles on them, and you don't know what the maintenance history is, I don't think it's a fair comparison. I think you have to qualify what's going on. So again, I never felt unsafe towing 7,000 pounds from Fort Lauderdale. It was incredible. I used a U-Haul car carrier, and I'll link that video below as well. The car carrier by itself weighs over 2,200 pounds. So adding a 3,400 pound vehicle on top, plus loading the bed of my vehicle and loading the CX-5, definitely was approaching 7,000 pounds. Before going further, I want to review the tow rating of my F-150. My truck is a 2002 model that came with the following: a tow package with a larger transmission cooler and 355 gears and a 9.75-inch axle. This setup in a 4x4 configuration has a gross combined weight rating of 12,500 pounds and can tow about 7,500 pounds. When towing big loads, be sure to check your GCWR by decoding your VIN, looking at the door sticker, or at your owner's manual. But you can also really improve the performance of these older vehicles. Another key element of my channel is that I like to not only maintain and extend the life of these vehicles, but I like to improve their performance and their comfort. So I've done a lot of things to my 10th Gen F-150 to improve its performance, starting with 410 gears in the axles. I've also done oversized throttle body. I've done exhaust modifications, underdrive pulley kits, electric fan conversion, and I've also got a 5-star 93 performance tune that incorporates all of those modifications to get me the best performance possible out of this vehicle. So much performance that between 55 and 65 miles per hour, I averaged 12.4 miles per gallon towing this load, and I was absolutely shocked. I think I've done some research, and they say that you should only get about 8 to 10 miles per gallon pulling this kind of load. So this was truly a performance improvement over what I had done previously, or what other vehicles have done of the same ilk. But I've also done things to make the long distance travel very comfortable. I've put sound deadening in the vehicle. I've got the King Ranch conversion in it. I've also put a double dead head unit in it. All these things make the vehicle so much more comfortable and a joy to drive. So definitely the 10th Gen F150 platform, if it's properly maintained and even with some updates, is going to give you a lot of performance, especially with towing. And I belong to some of these forums where some of these guys are pulling ridiculous amounts of weight, short distances, like 10, 12,000 pounds with the 10th Gen F150. And that definitely exceeds the tow rating. So I don't recommend that. But again, my confidence has gone up even more driving this vehicle anywhere around the country, again with 268,000 miles on the original engine. So I'd love to hear your towing experience with these vehicles. I'm super interested in maintaining this vehicle and continuing with it. I was actually thinking maybe I want to go and get me something else. I was thinking about a first gen Raptor with the 6.2 engine, but I'm going to continue with this 10th Gen F150. I'm sure it's going to support a lot of my 10th Gen crowd. But again, a lot of the stuff that I do to this vehicle can be done to a multitude of vehicles, including Dodge, Chevy, GM. It can be done to Toyotas. A lot of the stuff I do is a generalized performance improvement that will enhance any vehicle. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. I'll see you next time on Driving Intelligence.